that time of night again. Well, I guess it's night for me. For you, it could be any time of day. But honing in on what's going on right now, legs are getting ready to get destroyed, thrashed, eviscerated. Any hyperbole that I can think of to describe just how fatigued and pumped that they're going to be. And the weapons of choice will be the leg hamstring curl, cable RDLs, which were taken from me last time. Well, not taken from me, but when I wanted them, somebody was doing pec flies or something, so I had to do Smith instead. But yeah, definitely gonna make sure I can get the cable RDLs going, and then quads. I think just leg extensions and squats. I think, yeah, I've only been doing one set of squats because I've been doing 5 plates. I'm gonna drop it down to 4 and instead do at least 2 sets, because I think 2 heavy, or at least moderately heavy pressing sets like that, to at least approaching failure. Hopefully, failure on each one for sure. But yeah, I think that's better than just the one with 5. So it'll be set or 2 of leg extensions, move on to squats, 4 big ones, and then maybe finish with leg extensions, or maybe just be done in the squat rack. I'll really just have to freaking see, Because to an extent, I'm kind of just doing as much as I think it's going to be enough to stimulate my legs. So by the time my hamstrings are, still just burning from standing up, and I've done a couple of, heavy sets to failure with partials, then I'm pretty satisfied with that. So who knows? After the next couple of weeks or months, if I really don't see any kind of gains, then I'll think to myself, all right, well, fuck, doing too little volume. I'll go back to my 8-set method that I've been doing. But no matter what kind of volume you do, I've been hearing 20 sets per lift thrown around. I hear 3 sets per lift thrown around. You get a good pump. You do some hard sets. You're, you're fucking a million times better off than the guy who's not going into the gym at all. So don't get too anal about your volume. I just don't not think about it at all, right? It is something that you want to optimize in terms of making your training effective for your specific build, but it's not the number one factor of progress. I'd say intensity, nutrition, and sleep. Those are the big 3. And of course, those are the fucking basic 3 everybody knows. That's on every t-shirt: eat, sleep, train. And it's not there to be cheesy, even though you may think of it as cheesy. It's there because those are the fucking, the main, I'd call those the 3 pillars of gains. If any one of those is out of whack by a considerable degree, then you're not going to get any fucking progress. If I sleep well, and I eat in a big ass calorie surplus, and I don't fucking train at all, I'm just going to get fat. If I eat hard, if I eat hard, train hard, but sleep like 3 hours a night, I'm just going to fucking burn out, be totally exhausted, not going to be able to recover for, jack. Then training's fucked up too. And if I sleep hard and train hard, but I don't eat in a calorie surplus, I don't eat hard, then I'm not going to gain any weight. But if you just want to, be a light, lean machine, I guess you're good. You can be 170 pounder and just, stay muscular and lean. I was there, but that's not the end goal. At least not for me. I want to pile some contractile tissue onto this monolith of muscle, onto this pillar of peak performance, as it were. Basic gist. I want to get fucking bigger. So since that's the overarching goal, then I want to make sure I eat a fuck ton of food. Once I'm at a comfortable size, then that's when I'll just, chill out on the food, just maintain a good sleep training schedule. Maintaining muscle once you've built it, that is much easier than building it in the first place. But yeah, I don't know where we're even going with this rant. So 7:25 now. I don't foresee this leg day going longer than, definitely not longer than an hour. Once I do my first working set of hamstrings, I got to take 10 minutes or so to actually kind of warm them up. And I'll have to take a couple minutes to warm up my quads too. But the actual working sets of hamstrings and quads, it's not going to take too long. Not going to take too freaking long at all. So, nothing else to say. Let's just get in there and get started. When it comes to laying or seated hamstring curls, I mean, it kind of just depends on the machine. There's some laying hamstring curls which I do not care for at all. And then there's some seated hamstring curls which also don't really, they just don't really get me going either. This hamstring curl is okay. It's, I don't know, it's just a little bit funky. There's this one gym that I go to which has one I really like. It's, I don't know, in earlier videos. But for what I've got available here, laying hamstring curl is my first pick. And one thing I've noticed over the course of the last even just couple of months, I've gotten better at doing these. Because I used to get a crazy lower back pump. Because you'll see when I do the reps, my lower back does kind of arch a little bit and flex, but for the most part, I'm getting close to just flexing my hamstrings, only doing that curling action and nothing else. Like, even though, even the way that I hold onto the machine when I do the reps is specifically to take tension off of my, let's just call it musculature. If I were to hold on to those handles, then I have to be flexing my biceps, I'd have to be flexing my lats and my forearms to really hold on. But instead of that, I just fucking, go for a bit of a, as if I'm about to do a fucking suplex on the machine. I just reach around the base of it and then grab my other wrist. So even though, I've got the whole stack trying to pull my torso up off the machine, holding onto it like this, I don't even have to flex my lats to stay locked in place. If you get what I'm saying, or you don't, whatever. Main idea, let's just throw this shit around. One more just like that. Okay. I think that's enough laying leg curls, at least for these first two sets. I might come back after the RDLs, to be determined, but let's go over there next. When it comes to RDLs, I say this every time, it is a bit of a tricky movement. You kind of have to have a feel for it. Like, I almost feel, this is like as accurate as I can describe it. I feel like I'm trying to pull my butt towards the back of my knees. Like, it's almost as if I'm imagining that my leg, my femur can bend. Like it has an extra joint on the inside of it. I feel like, fuck, what's his name? Oh, okay, give me 3 seconds to think. I can't remember. The dude from Baki, Dapo's son. If you know, you know. But I'm trying to imagine literally bending my thigh bone backwards by how hard I'm pulling with my hamstrings. Or like I'm trying to pull my back into it's tricky. It's really just a feel thing. I've tried RDLs before, and there's been years in my training where I didn't do any of them, just because all I felt was lower back and glutes. So I feel like it's a combination of focusing really hard on flexing my hamstrings, but also relaxing my glutes and lower back. It's really something where you just kind of have to get it to click in your own mind. But whole stack with the cables, something about this setup, I love the squeeze. So one here, maybe two, and then move on. Okay. Oh my goodness. One more. I'm gonna try to think of that guy's fucking name before the next one. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's finish with one more set of leg curls, and we can start some leg extensions. This set is going to be a bit different than the ones previous in a few different ways. So for one thing, a little bit lighter. I'm so fatigued I don't really, well, for one thing, I don't need to try to throw on the whole stack, but also I don't think I could even get 8 good reps. So instead of trying to do another really heavy set, I'll make this one a little bit lighter, more moderate, and really focus on squeezing. So I'd say first 5-6 reps, I'm really gonna hold it at the top. Now I may not, I'm not gonna hold it for a whole second, but I'm gonna try to have a momentary pause, really squeeze fucking hard. And after those 5 or 6 good squeezing reps, then I'll do the reps a bit quicker, try to burn out with some partials. Sometimes it's good to do a little bit of a, let's just call it a 2-sequence set. Like, well, I guess this is the main fucking sequence. Slow control at the beginning, then quicker and abrupt or whatever at the end. But as far as I can tell, the hamstring curls that I've gotten from this style speaks for themselves. All right. Hamstrings are fully fucking thrashed, in my humble opinion. A good sign, I mean, when your arms are fully pumped, you shouldn't be able to touch your shoulders. And when my hamstrings are fully pumped, it should feel like they're about to fucking rip when I fully straighten my legs. Like right now, just standing up, they are, they've got a bend in them. When I fully straighten them, like there's just so much fucking tension locked into my hamstrings because they're so, well, pumped. But let's move on to leg extensions and get ready for part 2 of legs, quads. I would love a leg extension with more weight on the stack than is humanly possible. I would start off with double leg purely for, efficiency's sake, because it's going to be twice as quick to do both legs at once than one at a time. But the whole stack just isn't enough weight. I guess that's a good problem to have, but it's still kind of a problem. So instead, I'll just do single leg so I can, have more tension on one by using more weight than half the stack, if you understand. But yeah, nothing to say here. I'm not going to do slow, controlled squeezing reps. I'm just going to fucking burn out with pretty much as much weight as I'm comfortable with. All right, so my left leg was basically a failure at 18. The right one, I could have got into the low 20s, but my right quad is a little bigger than the left one. So I'm gonna cut it once I match the left weaker side's reps. One more, a little heavier. Okay. Let's do one more double leg burnout set and then go squat. I want to be a little more pumped in the quads before I go put X amount of weight on my back. Okay. Let's go squat. That wasn't bad. I can feel my adductors a little bit, though. Let's just call it after that one. Yeah, I don't think any more volume will do me good after that set of squats. That was a hard lift, like definitely pushed it, but I think my preparation was subpar. I do not think I'm fully hydrated. I've been slacking on my jug. This shit will affect you, man. Mid-lift, you're gonna feel if you're not fully saturated with your electrolytes, your water, your carbs too, but that's more of a bulking. I'll just leave these fuckers on. More of a bulking situation. So, still pumped. I mean, cannot be denied. But I do think I'd be more pumped if I had my full-on gallon or whatever amount of electrolyte mix and Silo 9 throughout the day today. I've been a lazy fucking chump in that regard. But hamstrings still fucking burning just a touch. And of course, quads. I mean, these things are inflated to probably above the legal, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Whatever, the legal limit. So nothing else to do, man. Hamstrings, quads, thrashed. Now all I gotta do is go home and eat something and drink as much fluids as I can freaking get down. Okay, so hamstrings, very good. Hamstrings, I stand fully behind. Badass hamstring session. Quads, on the other hand, I left a little bit to be fucking desired, in all fucking honesty. And part of that wasn't necessarily just because of like my mindset and intensity in the gym. I sort of shot myself in the foot and kind of hindered my capabilities of intensity by way of, well, not actually perfectly preparing during the day. So that's on me. Still, I mean, hard sets of leg extensions, a pretty good set of squats. Honestly, I could have done some more. What are you gonna do? They're not all gonna be absolutely baller sessions, but it should be your obligation to yourself to try to make them all as good as possible. You know. Right. I was gonna say some kind of cool transition, but I couldn't think of anything. You know, you gotta think. Every lift isn't gonna be perfect. You know, every lift isn't gonna be one where you're perfectly rested, hydrated, and fed. So if, let's say, this is the scale of, you know, perfect, you don't even think you could have a better lift than that one, and this is, you know, what the fuck, right? That's the scale. Then over the course of weeks, months, years, but, you know, day by day, it's going to be an up and down kind of thing, right? But as long as your average is in the green, and more often than not, you manage to, for one thing, go hard regardless of your circumstance coming into the gym, but also, you know, if you're a lifter outside of the gym. If anything, more so than you are a lifter in the gym. If you want to make legit progress, of course, because, you know, the gym, what, that's an hour and a half max. It's fun. You get to go in there, chill, go hard. Okay, not chill, what am I saying? You can chill after your workout's done, but you go in there, go hard, and that's what, you know, 10, not even 10, like 8% of your day. Dieting and making sure you get a good night's rest. Plus, you have to get your cardio going. Well, you should be doing your cardio and, you know, getting your diet down, meals, everything else. That's the other fucking 90% of your day. So, if you want to increase your probability of having a good lift, then, you know, do you think you're going to have a better lift if you make sure you get a good night's rest? And you make sure as soon as you wake up, you've got, like, you know, a liter of water plus some electrolytes, maybe little aminos too from some Silo 9. or well, I mean, yeah, pretty much slam that right when you wake up. Make sure you eat a balanced diet, in the sense that if I'm dieting down or if I'm bulking up, I don't want to just eat all my meals like right before the lift. And I don't want to just have like a big breakfast and eat nothing else. When I say a balanced diet, I think I mean a evenly dispersed diet. I feel like I have better lifts when I eat an even balance, every 2 hours throughout the day, rather than like a big meal, big meal before the gym, and then go, things like that. So you can go as hard as you want, but if you feel like shit, then it is going to be tricky for you to get a good pump. And not even just subjectively because it's going to make it harder to do your lift. If you're dehydrated, you're physically going to have a worse pump. Because you got to think, your muscle just doesn't inflate out of nowhere by magic because you did 8 sets of bicep curls, right? It's swelling up. And what do you think? You're 70% fucking water, man. That's what's moving around. So this shit plays it plays the key aspects in how you feel in the gym. So, my basic, not even my fucking approach to honestly pretty much everything in my fucking day-to-day life, apart from like, other shit I'm doing, is okay, what can I do to make sure I have a good fucking lift? You know? So I try to get a good amount of rest. I think I've been slacking on my sleep a little bit. I've been staying up a little too late. So that's another fucking aspect where I'm a fucking chump and I gotta get on it. But meals, liquids, and then this is a pretty fucking important factor as well. Being able to allocate a specific amount of time where you put your lift, you get this 2 hour chunk of time where your number one priority is getting into the gym and doing it on a consistent to daily basis. I'm not a huge rest day fan. Not because I think going every day is. I think if I took a rest day every week for the past year and a half, or the past 2 years, or even the whole time that I've been lifting, I think I'd be the same size. I really don't think I'd be too much bigger. I don't think I'd be any smaller either. I think I'm just a gym addict in that sense. I want to wake up, do my cardio, do my day, then go to the gym. And I just like that cycle on a perpetual basis. But if you can't stick to that kind of routine and you can't lock that routine in, then you're not setting yourself up for success. You're not, I guess you have to not go to the gym at all to set yourself up for complete failure. It's not like a black and white subject. But if you let a gym session get missed over because you put off studying, or you have to do this, or whatever, once in a while, that's fine. I've done that sometimes. The reason that there's gaps in the spring bulk videos is because like some of those days I just had to skip the lift for a couple of reasons. Either I got like zero rest from studying, so it wouldn't really do me any good to go to the gym that day, or I was just fucking busy, man. I had shit to do. See, sometimes you got to live a life which actually interferes with the gym. I know how sacrilegious that sounds, but it's true. But don't let that stop you, right? I could definitely foresee in your mind, maybe not you specifically, but someone, if you take 3 days off in a row, let's say you had a planned rest day, and then, oh, I gotta do blank, another rest day. Oh, well, I'll just make it a long one. It's a little bit of, I don't know what kind of psychological phenomenon, but I think if you get used to taking a ton of rest days unnecessarily, or you're skipping the gym more often than you're going, fuck. I'll tell you what, I'm not envious of that, right? So if you got to rewire your brain, if you've got to latch on to one of your buddies who does go to the gym consistently and sort of piggyback off of his motivation to bring you, or maybe not his motivation, but to his discipline, okay, dude, what time do you go to the gym? Oh, well, I drive over there 5 o'clock every day, and I'm there for about an hour and a half, and then I come back home. All right. Pick me up, no matter what. Like, even if you're not necessarily motivated, if you set yourself up with a little bit of a scenario like that, it'll kind of give you a call to action, if you see what I'm saying. But, I mean, I guess that's if you don't have that urge to just get in there, that obsession. I've never had a problem with taking rest days unnecessarily like that, just because, I want to be in the gym. When it comes to talking about discipline and you're not going to be motivated all the time, I mean, going into the gym, that's what I want to do. Honestly, I mean, that's like the main point of every fucking day of mine. So it's really not even a question of if I'm going to get my lift in. Sometimes it's a question of when, shit'll come up, but it's definitely hard to get me to have to miss the gym. You've got to set up a pretty rough set of circumstances for me to have to say, shit. All right, fuck it. We'll do it tomorrow. I mean, that's a fucking rare instance. But enough of that. I totally fucking forgot. By the time you're watching this, it's Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, man. What are you thankful for? Today isn't Thanksgiving for me. It's the day before, but I'll just pretend it is. I'm definitely thankful for getting some badass pumps, making progress, not having any what's the word I'm trying to say? Routine interfering injuries. Don't take your physical well-being for granted. Oh, dude, fuck. Sometimes you don't know what you have until you fucking lose it. It was either last summer. No. The summer before. Yeah, so 2 summers ago, I completely fucking slashed my thumb pad with a knife. I was employing improper cutting techniques, but dude, I was fucking pissed. Like, I was literally losing my fucking mind, and I wasn't thinking, "Oh crap, this hurts." My immediate thought was, "Fuck, how the fuck am I gonna lift?" That's what I was, really fucking pissed about. So don't let that shit. Don't let the fact that you can wake up every fucking morning, move your legs, jump out of bed, do your shit, and have no fucking problems. Don't just take that for granted, man. There's a lot of people who would be dying to be in your shoes. So that's sort of a situation where you gotta try to be humble with what you have. I'm not a monk. I'm not so enlightened that I don't have such an ego that I'm always thinking about more and I can't be satisfied with where I am. But you got to be able to sort of back up a little bit and look at what's going on in your own situation right now and think, all right, I'm in the good old days right now. I better fucking enjoy it. So maybe yeah, that'll be good. What are you thankful for in the comments section? Let's try to scroll down there and leave some likes on the top ones so that the top of the comments are full of, well, I guess the top comments. I'm sure you guys have some shit going on that you definitely enjoy, if you get what I'm saying. Kind of a weird. I feel like I said something weird in there, but whatever. So, if you're watching this while you're eating your family's Thanksgiving dinner, what the fuck? Come on, put your phone away. I definitely got some of you. I definitely got a couple of you. But yeah, that'll be me tomorrow. Full ass plate of stuff. Turkey, eggs, ton of mashed potatoes for sure. Hit all food groups, carbs, fats, proteins, probably some dairy as well. Honestly, I would not be surprised if I've got a full plate of Thanksgiving dinner coupled with a jug of chocolate milk. If I do, I'll make sure I get a picture. That'll be a perfect Instagram post. But I think that's all I got, man. Cardio in the morning. Chest day tomorrow. And oh yeah, shit. Gonna have to do a home gym chest day because I'm pretty sure all the gyms are gonna be closed. Just another benefit to having some weights at home. No matter how motivated you are, sometimes the fucking gym will turn its back on you and shut down for a day. So that's just another situation where you got to prepare outside of the gym for that sort of situation, for that sort of unforeseen factor. But that's all I got. Home, cardio, food, sleep. Or no. Home, food, sleep, cardio, chest day in the basement. So I'll fucking see you tomorrow for that.